That means it's a free-for-all open panel where everyone out there is invited on this show as long as you're a good person. Let's get this started. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to that video call-in show, the show that invites you to be a real live video guest on this program at any time to talk about whatever you want to, whether it's a topic of the day, current events, personal projects, or just chew the fat with good old Jim and everyone else that shows up on the show. That would be me. I am your host, Jim, and I will be here for about the next hour or so to listen and learn to and about you. If that sounds like the kind of content that you're interested in, by all means, hit that subscribe button right now and make sure you ring that notification bell so that you don't miss an episode. Joining the show is super easy. All you've got to do is hit that link right there. There's another one just like it in the description box. That'll get you started downloading Zoom. That'll get you on the show right on the panel, and boom, I will hit you up. Or you can just visit zoom.us, click on join a meeting, put in that number right there, and it'll get you to the same place without a download. And I believe that's good for mobile as well. Welcome, everyone. Good to see you all again. Let me finish setting up what I was setting up. I just walked in the door maybe 10 minutes ago, so I've got some cleanup to do here. We've already got one person on, so I'm going to open that up here in just a minute. But what I did want to say before we get started is that I want to talk about YouTube tonight if we can. We don't have to. We can talk about whatever subject pops up. But to get things started, I'd really like to. Let me set my mixer up here. I haven't even logged into my mixer PC. Oh, and I screwed that up. Okay, so yeah, I've got some bones to pick with YouTube. Hang on just a minute here. Isn't this funny? All right. Very good. Very good. Oh, the wonders of digital mixers where you actually have to log into your PC in order to control them. That is what I've had to roll into. All right. Well, since we've already got a couple people up. No, Angel, you don't have to stop your camera. Keep it up. Keep it open, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and unmute both of you. We're just going to get going on this right away.
Well, the reason why I muted, turned off my camera is because I want everyone to see my new avatar that I'm putting around everywhere. Because earlier today I went to Office Depot and I had them digitally scan my character picture or drawing, and I also got a frame for it. So I just want everyone to see it, and if anyone wants to check out the new avatar on my channel, it might need time to update, but I kind of figured to show it off here.
That looks great, man. Just like it did last night. I love it. I absolutely love it. I think you should use it going around. Absolutely.
Well, to everyone in here, I want to know what your guys' honest opinion is. Do you love my newer one, or did you love my older one? I'm curious because sometimes some people may like the older one better and want you to put it back and such. But so, which one do you guys like better?
Well, we'll have to wait and see what the chat says about that. But I happen to like that one a little bit better, actually. But then again, you know, they both have their place. I don't know if you've got to change everything.
They probably both have their separate place, because the one that I had was me with my two fingers to my side and with my suit on. But this one kind of feels as though it's a bit more craftier and a smile on my face.
Who is doing all that moving and crunching?
The King Jelly Duck.
No, I don't think it's Jelly Duck. He's sitting still.
Hey, is it Easton Music?
Sorry.
Could be.
I thought I was muted.
Oh, you were for a while, but I muted you. How you doing, Easton Music Ministry and Jelly Duck 100? Welcome, guys.
Good. How are you?
I'm just fine. Jelly Duck, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Still awake.
Oh man, yeah, it's early for you. Early.
Just holding a freaking drinks, whatever.
Yeah.
Let me say a quick hello to the folks in the chat that I did not, I have not yet done. So Susan Hamilton, how you doing? Patty Broussard, good to see you again, of course. Bob Dip, and then Magic Jones, buddy, good to see you. J Real Slots, hey, how are you? How are you? How are you? Eileen Villieu, the femme. I always have trouble with that. I am not French. Justo Camillo, welcome, sir. Flash in your pan.
Welcome, flash in your pan.
I just said that. But thanks, Angel. Thank you. Now, folks, for those of you who are new, and there aren't too many of you who are new here, this is an open forum. You can call in at any time. I've actually placed the lower third over the multi-panel, so all you've got to do is either use that link or go to zoom.us and click on join a meeting and put in that number there, the 844 blah blah number there. And that'll get you right up here. And we'll just talk about whatever comes to our mind. Hello, American Gold Prospectors. Good to see you.
But I'm going to wait till more people come in to give their honest thoughts, because I know you just started the stream and such, so people are probably getting their notifications or checking to see if you're live or not.
I love the picture, Angel Moniz. That's amazing drawing.
But thanks, because I'm just trying to get people's honest opinion of what they think of it, and if they like the new one better than the old one, or if they love the old one better than the new one.
This is the new one?
That is the new one. And
yeah, I had this drawn when I was at a local rib festival yesterday, and I didn't necessarily know how to turn it from physical to digital, and people recommended to go to a place like Office Depot or Office Max, and so I went to Office Depot, and they did a digital scan of my character picture drawing and sent it to my email address, and all it was just 50 cents to have it be done. And then afterwards, I went to Hobby Lobby to get a frame to put my actual one in.
Now, Angel, your other one, which you've already turned that into your avatar. Your other one is your old avatar. Is that correct?
The other one is my old avatar. The one where you saw with the one that you see right there, with my fingers to the side and me in that like suit there. That's my old one. So it's going to take a bit of time for the updated avatar of mine to update everywhere around Google.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Jesse Mendez, welcome to the show. Lurking. St. Otto, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Ben on Adventures. Hey, what's up, man? What is up? Ben on Adventures, you were just on the other night, so you are a moderator. Cool. There we go. Awesome. What's the matter, Jelly Duck? You look like something's going wrong over there. No? Everything good? Oh, Jelly Duck muted himself.
I am, but the good thing is he's 10 times better.
I just muted myself because I don't want to make noisy.
Oh.
So,
oh, come on. I already have because I didn't realize I wasn't muted. Come on. What's this?
Whoops. Unmute all. Pardon.
Oh.
Yeah, I was just I was playing around. I'm allowing you now. I'm allowing you now to unmute yourself. That just means I have to be a little more diligent.
I'm trying to click the unmute,
so
it didn't work. It says some kind of that.
Try it again. Try it again, Jelly Duck. I'm sure you can mute and unmute yourself just fine now. Try it again.
I'm trying to unmute. It says try. It just mute.
I know, but try it right now. Try it right now. You should be fine. I want to make sure that this works for everybody.
While he does that, let me go ahead and show everyone the frame that I got for my character picture drawing.
Very nice. Very nice.
I mean, it may not be any form of high-end frame, but at least that I got for less than I wanted to pay, because I didn't want to pay for a frame any less than $10, and it was only $7.
Oh, there you go. Mission accomplished.
I think this might be a good thing to hang up in a room where I'll be doing my YouTube videos when I move to Arizona. But I could hang it up now, but it would mean that people would have to see it behind me at a far distance. And if I wanted to, I could go ahead and start doing stuff from the table. But I think that for the time being, I'll just keep it on home and wait till I move.
I don't know, Angel. I think I'd until you move, I would hang out up on the wall behind you because I know you do most of your live streams from there.
Well, it's just that from a very far distance, people may think of it as being small when it's much bigger than that. Because seeing is believing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's your choice, man. You can do whatever you want to with that thing.
I'll think about it because it is a really cool thing to hang up, and I really like the artist that did this for me, and I really loved everyone's suggestions on your stream last night when we were talking about bucket lists, and many people recommended to get a frame and to turn it into my avatar, and I've pretty much done that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you should put it on the wall.
Yeah, put it on the wall behind you.
They're saying, but the thing is, where I sit on a regular basis, which is my couch, the wall is all the way back there. Most people would hang it like right by them. I mean, there's a couch right next to me, but the thing is, the couch next to me.
Now we've lost his audio. Yeah, you're no longer talking into your microphone, Angel.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, as soon as you're in front of it, we can absolutely hear you. There, you see? You should do that. Turn that light down.
I mean, I could take these down and put this up instead.
You could. You got to turn that light down too, because it's awfully bright for a backlight.
Well, actually, the light here doesn't have any form of way of dimming it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see the one thing about the lights. See that I have a light in my room at my grandpa's house. It's quite. I don't know why I brought this up, but it's quite cool because I don't even know how old this thing is, but I think this lamp's got to be older than dirt. But I took the lampshade off of it, and with it being as old as it is, it puts off just the perfect amount of light for my covers. So a lot of my covers that I do, whenever I do a cover on my YouTube channel, if there's a gray wall or like the backdrop is the gray, that's my wall in my bedroom at my grandpa's house. And I usually use that light, and it makes it really awesome. I mean, I think I'll literally just turn out the lights and then use that, and it makes it pretty cool.
Cool, very cool.
But if Grandpa Jim were to see that bright light all the time, he would blame his grandson for making him go blind.
Well, you're probably right. I'm not going to say any more about that.
You have to wear sunglasses to the call-in show.
I actually did that once, but it was for effect. I just see somebody else jump in here. Ginger Lock's mom, and Ginger Commentator. How are you, hon? Good to see you again. I hope you're feeling well. Eric, Outdoors with Eric here. How you doing, buddy?
So
go ahead.
I have a question, Jim. I just looked over at my phone where I had the chat up, and I saw Nightbot. So how do you get Nightbot on your channel?
You link it up, actually. When you create an account on Nightbot, and I'm not really the right person to ask this because me and Nightbot, we have our issues. He's working okay right now, but normally he's quite temperamental. But once you create an account, it gives you the opportunity to link your YouTube account, and then once you do, you get to put some special commands in there, like you see some things rolling up now. Those are actually special commands that I wrote and put together for that. It's really not hard at all once it's working correctly. Hey, Jesse. He doesn't have his microphone set up yet, but I also saw Jack. Jack, I do not wear glasses anymore. No, I got contacts in about a month ago, actually.
Hey, Jess.
Hello.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing, man?
All right.
Good to see you again, buddy.
Am I here?
What's that?
Oh, there I am.
Oh yeah, you're there. Here, I can actually send you exactly what I see if that helps everyone.
Oh, I got it.
Okay, cool. Cool.
That better? Is that better?
That's a better camera position. Absolutely.
All right. Now, come on, Ed. There's supposed to be 20 people in this room right now.
On the road to 100. A different road to 100.
On the road again. Grandpa Jim is on the road again.
I'm dying to break that.
Hello there, Ed. How's it going?
Hey, Ed.
Good, good.
Ed, what's going on, buddy?
Here comes it. Come on, Brian.
It's the hairless wonder. How you doing, man?
Come on.
Well,
Do you still have your strength, or was that taken with your hair?
it was taken with my hair.
Did you hate that?
I self-Delilah me.
Self-Delilah. That's a good way to put it, man. I did get I watched that video afterwards. I so wish I would have caught it live because there's looked like so many fun things happening in the chat, and I don't know why it didn't notify me of it.
You know how.
Ed, have you ever had action camera?
Oh, he's
Yeah.
got action cameras.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Several,
that's all.
Yeah, Ed's got several
What
action
kind of
cameras.
action camera do you
couple
use?
GoPros, 3 GoPros, knockoff.
The first thing I just bought a new action camera, which is not GoPro. I think it's called I60 Plus, which is quality is 1080p, which is pretty cool.
Right on, right on. You plan on doing some action stuff with the Jelly Duck?
I did. No, I actually did a vlog, which did the unboxing and then review. Just doing vlogs right now.
Is this the camera,
Actually,
Jelly Duck? Is this the camera right here?
that's the one
Cool.
that I'm actually using.
Very
It's
cool.
pretty cheap. It costs 20 KD, I guess.
Do you know what that translates into dollars?
I'm gonna I'm gonna check the.
Check the exchange rate.
But but sorry to interrupt you, Jolly Duck, but let me just say this to Grandpa Jim. While I was editing my profile avatar on Zoom here, I had a bit of an issue because every time I tried uploading the original one that I had printed, it was too big because apparently you're only allowed a picture on Zoom that is 2 MB, and apparently the one that I had was like 4.38.
Yeah, and that's common. That's real common. even YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, they all have limits on file size as well. So yeah, that's real common, Angel.
But the way I was able to change it is I basically downloaded the avatar of my Google account here for everything associated with Google, and so I went to my photos on here and downloaded it, and the one that I downloaded was only like 0.5 KB.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of strange that the basically the same image shrunk down in size from the original of it being 4.83 MB to 105 KB.
Yeah, and there's a whole lot of factors that go into that. Physical size, like pixel size will make a difference in file size. So will the resolution that you save it off in. I mean, print is usually 150 pixels per inch, and then up to 300, which is really high quality stuff when you're talking about bitmaps. So, hey, Ghana, how you doing? Welcome to the show, South Texas Picker. Good to see you. Absolutely good to see you. Now, hang on, Angel. If you guys do come on the panel, which all of you are welcome to come on at any time, make sure your Zoom name is exactly how you want it displayed because it will be on the screen. Just saying. So go ahead, Angel. What were you saying? Oh, wait. Jelly.
Yeah, because the dimensions of the one is 7,130 by 8,095, and I don't know the resolution, but let me go to properties and find out.
It's not really. That's okay. We don't need to know. Jelly Duck, what were you going to say?
I found out it costs I guess it's $65.
Oh, $65. Okay.
Which is pretty cheap.
That is cheap for a 4K camera. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not very expensive at all.
No.
Looking currency. That was interesting.
Yeah, very, very much so. Have you shot anything with it yet?
I tried it, but I just bought the small SD card. Trying to figure it out.
Freaking headphone.
Well, I look. Looks like we got a little problem in the shed there over there.
Actually, that was a technical difficulties.
I'm sure it was, and it's all related to the hair.
Yeah, he cut the hair. A lot of things happened to him. Lost his strength.
Yep, but the headaches are gone.
The headaches are gone.
Yeah.
His thinking is a little skewed.
You okay over there, Ed?
No, my earbuds I usually wore.
Yeah.
Died.
Oh man.
Look at that.
Oh geez, how does that even happen? Did you step on it?
I know.
Did you spill something on them without maybe even knowing?
No, it's hard, Angel.
He stuck it too far in his ear.
Yeah, that could be. Pop! Oh crap!
Ed's got ears of steel over there.
Sticking my heart too far into Grandpa Jim's lungs.
No, that didn't happen.
Oh, Grandpa Jim, you're too cool.
Those sounded really good too. I like those earbuds. I'm gonna have to go buy more. But as you can see, I have other headphones around.
Sweet.
These things are pieces of crap.
Hey Tony, how you doing with View This? Hi-oh woo. Howdy.
Hi Ginger Locks, how you doing, hon?
Yep. Richfield. Riley Finchfield Food Reviews. Welcome to the show. Hi.
Sorry to interrupt you, but just out of curiosity, how do you set it up to where if a person ever does use Zoom like myself, how do you set it up to where only the host is able to unmute themselves?
There's actually when you click on Manage Participants, you have complete control. There's a mute all, unmute all, and if you click on mute all, you have the ability to click a checkbox that says allow guests to unmute themselves. Normally I don't, because I'm going to bring folks on when I'm ready, so I don't have to hear, nobody has to hear the background noise.
Well, maybe you could think about like having Fridays be where it doesn't have to be associated with your daily streams of Monday through Thursday and such. So that way, on Monday through Thursday, when you do your subject of the day and your face-to-face interviews, you could have it be where you can unmute the guest, but everyone else can just be able to unmute and mute themselves without having to have you do it on Fridays.
Well, that's exactly what I did, actually. Right now I've got it open so anybody can mute or unmute themselves, and of course I can mute or mute them as well.
That was me, actually. That was me. That I just clicked the mute. So I'm trying to unmute. It doesn't even work. Why are we still unmute?
Jelly Duck?
Not actually mute. Why are we still mute? And I'm trying to click unmute.
Well, go ahead and mute yourself. Go ahead and mute yourself right now, Jelly Duck. Okay. Well, we actually have several that have see, now they're unmuting themselves. I'm not doing anything.
Oh.
Yeah. See, I changed it. I changed it since you had a problem, Jelly Duck. So we are good to go.
You had the problem the first time around, Jelly Duck. Grandpa Jim changed the setting to where all the guests can mute and unmute themselves without having the host to do it and such.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
True.
Riley wants to know how to come on.
Riley, Finchfield Food Reviews. How do you come on? It's real easy. You see this? You see that link over there at the bottom of the screen?
Well, he doesn't bat his eyes.
Do you have a mobile device there, Riley?
Hang on, Angel. Hang on, Angel. I got this.
Hey, if I can learn it, anybody can learn it.
Right. All you've got to do is use that link right there in the bottom of the screen where it says zoom.us/j/ and then a number. Or there's another one just like it in the description box. Or you can merely visit zoom.us in your browser, click on join a meeting, and then put that number in when it asks for it. You will show up on my panel.
But you're going to need the app if you have a phone, or their software if you have a computer.
Yeah, well, you don't need the software if you go to zoom.us and click on join a meeting. That doesn't require a download of the software. On the phone, it would work the same way in the browser. It will ask you if you want to download the app, but you don't have to if you don't want to. So it's just that easy.
I had it downloaded on my Kindle because I didn't have enough storage for it on my phone. It's actually easier than going online because I just have to hop on there and just hit join meeting, and I already have it set up with my username and all that.
Yeah, you don't have to get on.
It's easy to use on Zoom.
Yeah. And that is real easy.
Hello to Outdoorsy Girl. How are you, Outdoorsy Girl?
Gal.
Yeah, that's Chrissy. How you doing, Outdoorsy Gal? Oh. Corruption Czar Network says he's going to join. There's Richly Finfield Food Reviews. And we're still waiting for him to choose the mic, but that should be forthcoming.
No, he'd be interested in this. My wife and I went to a hole-in-the-wall restaurant today. It's been open for a while. We've been watching it for a while, going by there. Haven't heard nothing about it, nothing bad, nothing good, nothing. Just, they got cars in there all the time, but you never really heard nothing. So we go in there today, and let's try it. So, not bad. I'm going to have to try the breakfast.
What was the restaurant called, Jesse?
Woodville Diner in Toledo.
Woodville Diner.
Yeah, it used to be a Wendy's at one time.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, just went in there and I had the chili mac, right?
Mm-hmm.
My wife had, what did she have? Oh, shit. A roast beef sandwich. It looked really good. I didn't care for the mashed potatoes, but the sandwich was delicious.
Well, for dinner tonight, I went to Taco Bell and had the $5 nacho fries box.
Well,
sorry.
Yeah, I think in Kuwait we just had Wendy's and Taco Bell and Burger King, some random stuff like fast foods. I can say everything on fast foods.
By
That's
the
cool.
way, Outdoorsy Girl, let me know what you think. I changed my avatar on both Zoom and my Google account for YouTube and everything, and I'm planning on updating it to my social media as well. But I wanted to know your honest opinion of if you like my new avatar better than my old one.
There you go, Chrissy. There is your.
Because Chrissy was the one that recommended the avatar for me to change it and such, and so I want to know what her honest opinion is. She recommended me taking my character picture and turning it into an avatar.
All right, so your task has been laid before you, Chrissy. She says she loves that avatar, Angel.
Do you love it better than the old one?
I think, Angel, I think your picture is really unique. That draws just amazing.
Yeah, I think the uniqueness of the drawing definitely is a bit more vibrant and better than the previous one that I had.
I want to take a moment here and talk to Gingerlocks. Gingerlocks, how you doing, hon?
Hi, how are you?
I saw you were actually up and walking around when you first logged in.
I saw that too.
Is that a good sign?
Though I've been always able to do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Able to get
I didn't know how bad it was for you right now, and I just wanted to see.
It's my upper back. It's not my lower back.
Okay.
So when it's my lower back, I can barely move.
Oh,
But
I see.
unfortunately, I was diagnosed with another autoimmune disease yesterday that I just wasn't ready for.
Oh no. Oh, that sucks.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything they can do for it?
It's an autoimmune.
Yeah.
There's no cure.
No cure.
They're just trying to monitor it. That's pretty much. So that's what they're trying to do here right now, so they can get me back on my feet.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you do have a concert to go to.
I do.
You do. Well, I wish you luck in that. I hope they can certainly get you back up on your feet and feeling better.
I'm looking forward to getting out of here. As soon as
Yeah,
possible.
I bet. How long have you been in?
A little over a week.
Wow. And I don't know about you, but I don't like hospitals. And
I hate them.
oh, yeah,
I hate
week.
hospitals.
Week would be far too much. Far too much.
And not only that, I was here a week before that.
Oh,
Like
wow.
I was there for a week. They sent me home for a week, and then I had to go back because I had all the same symptoms. But and yet here I am.
Yeah, here you
2
are.
weeks later from the day I was discharged and been here a week.
But you made the show.
I made the show. I was live and I saw you went on. I'm like, oh,
But you know, Ginger.
Oh, you were.
You'll always be a great ginger cookie to me.
Keep it.
ginger cookie.
Yeah, keep it clean, Angel. Keep it clean.
You're a great person, Ginger.
I take nothing personally. Trust me.
Oh yeah. Apparently, based on our first one-on-one, you're an open book.
That's a nice cat.
Oh, I want to welcome our two new panelists. We've got Riley Finchfield, Food Reviews. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. And Jesse, Jesse Part 2. How you doing, Jesse?
And the other thing that I had done.
Oh, Jesse, you need to look in the lower left-hand portion of your Zoom interface and click the up arrow next. Who is crunching? Is that you, Easton? That's okay. I went ahead and muted you. When you're done, go ahead and unmute yourself. But Jesse, check the lower left section of your Zoom interface for that little microphone. Click that up arrow and see if you can choose a microphone that's good to go.
Are you talking to me?
No, we've got another Jesse and right below you there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Tyrus, Jesse Tyrus.
Yes. I would guess that's Chris. I'm just guessing. Now remember, folks, put in the name you want to be displayed into like Herman the Sexy that you want displayed on the screen, because that's what Zoom's going to do. How you doing, Herman?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm just fine, man.
Hey, Herman.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, Herman the Sexy is the name I came with.
Herman the Sexy.
You're sexy.
And that was Jesse. How do you pronounce your last name, Jesse?
Oh, it's Kairos, but it should be under Hi-O Woo. I'm kind of technology.
That's okay, Hiro.
Guys, I'm trying to figure this out.
That's fine, man. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Riley, is that?
Hello to you, Jesse. Great to meet you.
Riley, is that you with the dog?
That's my kitty.
No, that's us over here.
Okay. Okay.
I humbly apologize. I did not know this was going to take me directly into the meeting. I just went to the app, downloaded it, and all of a sudden, here I am.
Well, there you are.
And here you are.
Look at this.
Angel, that was.
And can I ask a question?
Yeah, ask away.
Now, is there a way to go back in and change the name so it'll come up Hi-O Woo rather than my whole name?
Yeah, just jump out and like rejoin the meeting or you check your settings and make sure your settings are that way. You can actually change it in there.
Okay, I will talk to you guys hopefully momentarily.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, see you guys. Thanks.
Robert, go ahead and.
You were showing something to me, Jolly Duck. Show it.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Jelly Duck. Oh, look at that.
Oh my God.
Hey,
Oh,
can you hear
and
me now?
Oh, look at that.
God. Because
It
the random
looks like,
person
well, Robert had some form of audio going in the background.
Yeah, Robert, you got to turn off the YouTube video audio and listen only to the Zoom. And then go ahead and unmute yourself, and you should be good to go.
But let me go ahead and show this to everyone, including Christy, aka Outdoorsy Gal. I had this framed earlier today where after I got the character picture digitally scanned at Office Depot, and some people, including Grandpa Jim, have recommended hanging it up behind me, but I think I'll just wait to hang it up when I move into my new.
Outdoorsy girl, outdoorsy gal, you should come in for a minute anyways, just to get the number up.
Yeah, you should. We're trying to bust Zoom.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Just for a minute.
Hi, Ghana. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm
Hi, Ghana.
just fine.
hello, I'm
Oh,
not the
Ghana.
only girl. Yay!
Yay!
I think Ghana makes really good videos.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, thanks.
And Herman
Hello,
changes
Thank
his
you.
name.
Herman. Oh gosh.
Nice,
Sorry,
Herman.
ladies, I'm taken.
You like that? Sorry, ladies, I'm taking it. It's 8.
You say hi.
Gotta apologize to the ladies. Hello, Kitty. I'm taking Kitty. Sorry.
Yeah. Poor kitty.
So, Jim,
Yes,
would you like to hear a cool story about something that happened today?
I would love to hear a cool story. Who's making that noise?
This time it's not me.
Nope, that's okay, Easton. Go ahead.
So today me and my friends, I was heading up to his house, and there was this random dog just like sitting out in the front yard. So we literally this dog, we finally figured out who it belonged to. Somebody dropped it off in the backyard, in my friend's backyard, other friend's backyard, and his mom did not know about it, so she was like freaking out whenever this was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So we literally were hanging out with the dog for 3 hours, trying to figure out where it belonged to. And then so about an hour and a half in, it starts pouring rain. So the dog runs to the mud puddle on the street and lays down in it. So finally we got it on my friend's front porch. We had to ask permission though, because they weren't home. But we just sat there for an hour and a half till they finally showed up. But yeah, that was kind of a cool story from today. Just got to hang out with some random dog for several hours.
Yeah, I've been there before. Find a stray, and you got to hang out with it for a while.
I had one hang out with me for about 6 months.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Followed me around the city.
Oh, wow.
And I gave him something to eat.
Oh, there's your problem.
He followed me home. Walked in the house with me, laid down, gave a big old sigh, went, so that's what I called him. I called him Sigh.
Oh.
Well, you know, your first mistake was actually feeding him.
Well, no, he was following me around regardless. He decided he was going to hang out with me, and he hung out with me for about 6 months. So I left on this is part of my hitchhiking. I left on my hitchhiking trip.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually took him, this was the cool part. I actually took him to the park, sat down at a bench, and I said, Si, I'm leaving town. You got to go back out on the street where you came from. You know that dog got up and walked away?
Really?
Walked away.
Oh,
I
man.
said, cool. See you later.
He's his own man.
That's right. He was his own dog.
Hello, Help Animals Live. Welcome to the show. And Darlene's Garden Channel, welcome. Hope I haven't missed anyone.
I think dogs actually understand you. They might not understand the words, but they understand you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
They do.
I'm sure of that. I'm absolutely sure of that. I'm a dog lover. I've had dogs most of my life, and yeah, they each have their own personality as well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
They do. All have their own personalities.
Oh yeah, some dogs are easy to train. Some dogs you can't train for nothing just because they don't listen.
Absolutely. What is that?
That's-
Oh,
that's
that's you.
my that is my IV belt. I'm going to put myself in.
Oh
mute.
no.
That's
Big
okay.
guns.
You are forgiven for that for sure. I'll put you on mute.
Oh,
Honey.
wait.
Don't worry about it. I got you on mute.
Good, Ginger. More morphine. More morphine.
Yeah. It didn't work, Jesse. We got another person on here, Robert, who hasn't has yet. Oh, there he is. He's unmuted his mic. How are you, Robert?
Sorry, I finally figured it out.
No, I'm sorry. I should have told you. I thought you were just hanging out, waiting for an opportunity.
Sorry, guys.
Hello.
Oh, you.
Hello.
Oh, you didn't change your name, Jesse.
No, it didn't work.
No.
I give up.
Oh, I forgot something.
There's got to be a way in the interface here to do it. I've never had to do it.
Go Jesse.
Because I went in and changed the screen name, hoping that would do it. I'm wondering if I'm going to just have to back out, create a whole new account.
Or maybe it won't reset until you actually get off Zoom altogether and then come back on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Give that a shot and see if it.
All right.
see if it
Well, I'll
works.
see you guys later.
All right. We'll see you, Jesse.
All right.
Hurry back now.
Ginger Locks?
Chrissy asked your questions, Jim.
Oh, she
What's on
did.
your
She
hat
asked me a
tonight?
question. Oh, what's on my hat? I'm just here to break shit.
All right. Yeah.
I like it.
I am unbelievably angry at YouTube. A subject that I will cover in depth Monday
On Monday.
night. Yep.
Oh, I will be listening to that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I can't wait.
It affects all
I
of
only,
us.
I only been here 2 months and they're driving me crazy.
Oh man. And let's talk for a minute, if you guys want to, about and some people are going to take offense to this, but companies that have been developed by a younger subset of recent. I don't understand, and let me actually just say tech companies in general. I don't understand their lack of customer service at all. At all.
Amen.
Well, here's something you need to think about. Don't forget, you're not paying for this.
Well, I'm not just talking about YouTube. I'm talking about paid
I
services
know.
as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I mentioned it the other day, didn't I?
I think you did.
ethics.
Yeah.
Work ethics. It's not the same as when I grew up and when you grew up. You know, we're what, at least 10 years apart.
Yeah, you and I are.
I'm older generation than you are. You know, so I see. Everybody says I'm really. I'm not opinionated. I just very observant throughout my life. You know, and I've been around for a while. But you know, so I've seen the work ethic, and I actually blame my generation.
Oh yeah,
Because-
yours and mine.
Because we, you know,
I'm gonna put you on mute there, Ginger Locks. Go ahead and unmute yourself when you're done.
Yeah, I was born in 1950. I was like the middle of the baby boomers. 64, I was 14 when all the hippies started protesting. You know, so I've seen all that, and I've traveled around the country for a few years, and I've met a lot of different people, and it's just different. We didn't want our kids to be spanked like we were in school, thinking that was wrong. Now that I've gotten older, I realized, no, that wasn't wrong. There has to be consequences.
Yes.
Some kids just making them stay after school or any kind of punishment works for them. Other kids, it takes a little more, and you have to reach that
Threshold.
that threshold where they get it.
Yep.
And participation trophies. Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
That was the worst
everybody
invention.
gets a trophy. Yeah, everybody gets a trophy because they were there.
Yeah, that was the worst invention in the history of mankind. Ed, you
Right.
can smoke on my channel, man. I don't care. They cannot.
I got into a lot of trouble because I refused to give out MVP awards to my football players. No, your job was not any more important than that guy's job. What he did and what you did wasn't equal in importance. So I didn't.
Oh,
they were upset with me. How dare you not give somebody that? So none of, first of all, none of them deserve it because it takes all of them to play the game. You know.
Yeah, team sports. That's the way it should be.
Right. You didn't get no participation awards on my team. You didn't show up. You didn't even play. I don't care who you were. I don't care if you were the jock of the team. You don't show up for practice, you don't play.
That's right. That's right. And Ed, dude, you can smoke on this channel, man. They cannot demonetize me.
I know you're not even monetized.
Well, they will never be able to demonetize me. Let me just put it that way.
That's good.
You never know.
I do know. I absolutely do know. Ed, believe me. Richard, how are you, my friend? Yes. Oh, he doesn't have his mic chosen. Check the lower left of your Zoom interface. There it is. Richard, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello. How are you, man?
Oh, doing great.
Hello, Richard.
Thank you, guys. How you doing, y'all?
Hello there.
I enjoyed your program.
Oh, well, thanks so much. What channel are you?
Remember your channel?
Yeah.
Germany.
Is it Richard Hauser? Is that the channel name?
Yep. No, I don't know.
What's your channel name, Richard?
Corruptions on Network.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Cool. We got a few more people new in here. We got Andrew Frankpan. I'm sorry I missed you earlier. We also have who was it?
Patty.
I'm waving, but you can't see.
Hello.
Mike Van Doozy's in the house. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, Patty.
Patrick Moore. Good seeing you. And who else did I see just a second ago?
Wow.
Oh, there's Patty. How you doing, Patty?
Hi.
Yep, 10.
Hi, Patty.
We're working on a record.
I always feel so sorry you're laying there still. Oh my gosh.
Well, they just found a new disease. That's why I'm still here.
Oh, geez.
Sorry.
Thank you, everybody, though, for your support and prayers. It's been overwhelming.
Patty, I'll go ahead and put you on mute there.
God bless Georgia Lux.
You can unmute you when the phone call's over, Patty. Richard, could you type something in the chat? Do you have the ability to do that?
Yes.
Awesome. Thanks so much for being here tonight, man. Appreciate that. Hey, look at that. Hi-oh woo, it worked.
Hey.
He's still got to grab his mic, and we'll be good to go.
You know what that means, don't you, Jim?
What's that?
I'm tech savvy.
Oh, Jesse.
I'll be right back. I need to go do something with grandson real quick.
Okay. All right. I'll go ahead and mute you. Go ahead, Patty.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel any different, Jesse, being tech savvy?
No.
Has it changed your love life? I mean.
Oh.
Same old. There won't be much of a time delay at all, actually, between us talking. But there will be a time delay between this live and actually hitting YouTube. It's a few seconds. It's not that bad.
Right.
Darlene's Garden Channel. How are you? So she says, you guys are younger than me, but not by much. And I'm a retired educator. I've noticed is not all, but many younger ones have a sense of entitlement. How true?
Yes.
How true? And again, go ahead, Ed.
The entitlement stuff. Me and my ex-wife used to go rounds and rounds.
Oh, I'm gonna. There we go.
She'd be our kids' pal, and she was a stay-at-home mom, most important job in the world. But I'm out there laboring, and then I'm like, okay, you want $5? Get something down at the Lyman Market, take the trash out and rake up the leaves or whatever, right? And my ex would just give them the money and try to be their pal. And I always told my kids, it ain't my job to be your pal. It's my job first to be your parent.
Yep.
We can work on the pal stuff later. And now, since they have kids now their own, they understand how I was a little more.
I'd say a lot more, probably. I mean, the one thing everyone learns after, well, not everyone, but is that you cannot be a friend to your children. That, like you said, that is not your job. It's absolutely not your job. Your job is to prepare them
I'm
for
still
life.
trying to fix my IV.
That's
I'll
okay,
be
hon.
right back.
I'll mute you whenever that happens. Oh, did you unmute yourself?
Because your job as a parent is to teach them and educate them and learn them, but it's not your duty to look over them 24/7 like a security camera and invade their privacy all the time. If you have an adult or a teenager that's still living with you, and your teenager feel is invaded, well, that's because they don't feel as though they have enough freedom to try to be independent.
Yeah, there's a line there, and you've got to know what that line is. But
There's a line, but you live in my house. It's by my rules.
yeah, there is no expectation of privacy when you're a child.
Or even if you're my adult son living in my house that I'm paying rent for, don't expect any privacy there either. If you want privacy, you need to get a job and get your own place.
You can have all the privacy you want to in the bathroom.
All you want. Oh. No, don't be messing my bathroom up.
Yeah, but don't be messing it up. Ghana, you're kind of a young gal, aren't you?
Yeah, kind of.
Well, I mean, you look much younger than say my age group.
I am 31.
31. Oh, so you're you're she's at the head end of the in the middle of the millennials. How does this strike you? I'm really interested to know. When hearing us, let's say seasoned people, bashing the younger generations as much as our own for being, mostly our fault, right? How does that affect you at all?
Everything's changing so quickly. I talked to my dad about that a lot too. And I have a son. I have a 7-year-old son, and I raise him by myself. I don't know. It's different. Everything's changing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I can't afford to live in my own house. I'm living with my dad right now, and I'm still working on the side. And I don't make enough money as a single parent to afford my own place. And
yeah.
It's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah. Is childcare the biggest thing they're keeping you from it?
Right. It's even hard.
Childcare is huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's even hard when you're a married couple, both working. It's still hard to keep a roof on your head. I can imagine I don't know, but I can imagine it's harder as a single parent. But again, I still stand with the fact that if you're living with your parents, he's taking care of the rent, your light and all, and you're struggling, and I understand that. But at the same time, you have to understand that your dad, he's still the one in charge. He's,
Oh yeah.
Even though you're in your 30s, because I've gone through that myself. My kids having to come home for a little while, but I don't make it easy for them to stay there. Not that, that I would ever turn them away, but hey, dude, you got a family you got to take care of. I'm done taking care of mine. I'm supposed to be retired.
Yeah.
So, you know what it did? You know what it did for my son? I told him, fine, you got a job and everything, start paying rent.
There you go. They
moved out that following weekend. They found a spot. There you go. That's all.
I would, if I could, I would give my dad all the money that I have, but it's hard for me to even pay for health insurance and food for me and my son.
Hey, trust me, I understand.
I'm like, whatever I have extra, you can totally take.
I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, you got to go, you know what, Dad, I'm not giving you nothing. I'm here. I got to give myself, I got to save money for this. And I just got to do it, It's really, it's just a matter of doing it.
It is. I mean, you can help them, but you've got to help them help themselves.
Right.
That's what I think you're saying, Jesse. Hello, Champworks Garage and Was Blind. How you guys doing? Good to see you again.
Yeah, you help your kids, but you can't do for them.
Right.
You have to
help
them do for themselves.
Right.
Yep.
Like my kids know that if they have to come home, there's a place here for them. But they also know that they're not going to be here. It's not permanent.
Nope.
You know, it's not permanent. Unless you want to buy the house, give me cash. It's not permanent.
Right. Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
have every intention of leaving as soon as I can.
Oh, I bet you can't wait.
Don't think I'm putting you down or anything like that, because I wouldn't do that. It's just my upbringing. I've worked since I was 6 years old. You know, my dad never gave me anything. My dad worked in a factory. He fed 7 kids on $150 a week, you know, and paid rent and all this other stuff. So he didn't have any extra money. If I wanted a car or if I wanted a special coat or whatever, I had to go out and work for it. And that's how I grew up. Kind of sucked. I didn't get nothing for free.
Yeah. 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 But look what it
I
did,
moved out
Jesse.
of my parents' house when I was 17.
I was 18 when I moved out.
About 2.5, 3 years ago, I had to move back in with my dad because I split up with my son's father. And I was a stay-at-home mom, so I didn't have a job at the time or anywhere to go. So I had to go somewhere.
There.
Yeah. Yeah. And that does happen.
So I'm starting from scratch all over again.
Yeah.
You know how many times I've started from scratch? You know, seriously? I mean,
yeah, same here.
You know, it's just part of it.
It is.
It's part of growing.
Yeah.
It is.
If you're not going through any trials and tribulations in your life, you're not doing anything. You're
not growing.
You're stagnant. You're not growing. You know.
How true. How true. And it's up to us to be that safety net, you know, us as parents.
Exactly.
Yeah. And hopefully most people have that. I know there are a whole lot of people that don't have that.
Right.
But but you know, in addition to being a safety net, we actually have to be able the pushers as well, right? We got to continually push them out of the nest.
Yep. Yep.
Patty's back. How you doing, Patty?
Hey, I'm back.
Welcome back, Patty.
We were just talking about you. No, I'm kidding.
My ears were burning.
That's why.
My grandson calls from Mossy is my name. I'm Mossy.
Mossy.
Not like the moss that hangs out of the tree, but Mossy as in just Mossy.
I don't think I've ever heard that as a grandmother name.
I spell it MA'Ssey. Mossy.
Say.
I'm back.
Ah, you're back, Junior Locks.
Welcome back.
No more beeping. Yay. And I just got my medication.
Ah, yes. Ah, yes.
Feeling better?
Not yet.
Hasn't kicked in?
Not yet. Although they did have to stick a PIC line in me today.
Oh, no. Ooh.
For being a redhead is beyond difficult.
I don't know.
Wait. Jelly Duck's got to go.
No, you don't, but I do.
Jelly Duck, you saying you got to go, bud?
I'm gonna go. Have a great day, everyone.
Oh,
Bye, Jelly Duck.
Same to you, Jelly Duck.
You too, Jelly Duck.
Ahmed.
Bye, Jelly Duck.
Ahmed, thanks.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here.
Jelly Duck.
We'll see you, bud.
I think I have this figured out. I think.
Oh, sweet.
Yay.
Looked like you were on and everything was just fine a minute ago. Of course, everybody else was talking, but yeah, great.
Well, I think I was listening. I had the video going in the back, and so I had that 7-second delay or whatever it was going on, and I had no idea what was going on. Then I figured out, I got to be in this app.
Got to be in the Zoom. Yeah, got to listen to the Zoom. Otherwise, it will drive you batty.
Oh, you should try watching yourself.
No, I look at myself every day in the mirror. I feel sorry for you guys.
When you're doing stuff like this, there's a delay. It's really confusing.
Come on, Jesse, think about it. If I looked at myself, I'd scare myself to death.
Well, that's sure.
Oh, no.
I have no doubt. I mean, this space was not made for broadcasting video, anyways.
Nor
for audio.
Nor was mine.
You see what this face did to the camera on this thing.
I was in Philadelphia radio. Speak for yourselves.
I am speaking for myself.
So where all you guys from?
Let's start with you, Jesse.
I'm from Toledo, hence Toledo Jess.
Ghana?
Oh,
Arizona?
Ohio.
Ghana's from Arizona. Richard?
Oh, nice.
From Polk County, Florida, Lakeland, Florida.
Sweet.
I can't tell. You have no accent.
Patty?
I am Texas, born and raised. Yeehaw!
Ooh, Texan.
Oh, very nice.
Ed?
Wherever my head lies.
Wherever he grows his hair.
Ed has a whole paragraph.
Yeah.
Well, where are you right now, Ed? Let's shorten that one down.
West Central Ohio.
Cool. Ginger Locks?
Well, I was born and raised in Philadelphia. Fly, Eagles fly. But damn it. See what I'm talking about?
Damn it, I'm going to have to look that up on the map. Let's see. No, kidding.
And then I moved out to Westchester, PA. And now I live in Princeton, New Jersey.
How about you, Haiu? Oh, go ahead. What'd you say?
That's exactly where I am right now, is in Princeton Hospital.
Oh.
Just don't dox me, people.
How about you, Haiu? Is it Haiu? Haiu?
Haiu woo. Hike here and hike with us. Haiu woo.
Haiu woo.
Just think Ric Flair. No, we're in northwest Montana, right there on the Idaho border, the Canadian border, right there.
Oh, cool.
Once again, if
I got you,
follow the
Ginger Locks.
channel, you
They got
probably
good
see
gold up there.
any hiking videos because of the rain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Did you hear Jesse? There's plenty of gold up there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is. We're actually trying to get a big gold mine going in, but a lot of the environmentalists about the Cabinet Mountains. But the county that I live in, it has the highest unemployment in the rate. You know, it's at 12% unemployment.
Mm.
I'm lucky enough to actually be employed.
I got my kid. I'll be right back.
And then, but yeah, so they're trying to get a gold mine going. Well, they've been trying since 1985, and they get closer. And I see both sides of it. It's bad for the environment, but then again, I also work with the public, and I also see the downside of it.
Depends. Mining has come a long way, and depends if they strip mine or what. It all depends.
Right.
Going for free milling, or do they have to use cyanide and bleaching and stuff like that?
Now, I don't know if they're going to be using the cyanide leaching or not.
There's other ways to leach now that don't use quite as lethal mediums to leach out the gold. So.
Right. And I worked when I was much younger. Worked down in Beatty, Nevada, at the Bullfrog mine down there, and that was a huge strip mine down there. And it just, for me, it wasn't my type of industry. I wanted to go to college and get somewhat of I thought in education, but I don't use my education for what I'm doing now. Put it that way.
Join the club. Join the club.
People do.
Most people don't.
No.
It's very, very rare that people who actually major in something or even minor go into that field.
Yeah.
And no
true.
pun intended.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a licensed aircraft mechanic, and I haven't done that in years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That might be interesting to know what people studied and then ask them what they do now.
There you go.
That is a good. We'll do that next. Angel, you still haven't told. Angel, you still haven't told Haiu where you're from, where you're at now. Angel must have stepped away from his mic. How about you, Robert?
Hey, let's see. I grew up in Buffalo, New York. Boo-hoo, blizzard of 77.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. For 10 years, I basically said I was wherever I parked my truck that night. And then for a couple of years before I drove truck, and for the last couple of years, I drive the most precious cargo in the world, school bus driver.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Very nice.
You seem like a very nice school bus driver too.
I wonder if you drove any cargo that had a lifetime supply of Grandpa Jim pot pies.
Yeah, I'm guessing no.
That would be a job for Angel.
Hello to you, Patty.
Hi.
All right, so let's go to that second
What about
question.
you, Jim?
Oh, me, Indianapolis, Indiana. Born and
There you
raised. I did live in Washington State for 3 years, but beyond that, been here.
home.
Yes. In the biggest little suburb in the nation, Tacoma, Washington.
Oh, okay.
And I call it that way because it is right next to Seattle. So let's talk about our education and whether or not we're using it. You want to?
That sounds awesome.
Okay.
Well, I don't know whether we should do both how we use our education, what kind of education we have, or how far we got there.
Both.
Yeah, both. Yeah, just give us a little bit of background information on your education and whether or not you're using it. That would be good. Who wants to start?
Well, the highest education that
I'll start since I'm up on top.
All right, hang on, Angel. Go ahead, Jesse.
All right, let's see. I was the first Mendez in my family to graduate high school. You know, went into service, come out, went to school, got my airframe license to work on airplanes. Worked on that for a little while. That's a scary job. Got out of it right less than a year after my boss died from crashing a plane I fixed.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Well, yeah. Well, he was being an idiot. I did my job right. He just didn't fly the plane right. You know, the pilot error. You know, so I got out, and that was scary for me because you, as a mechanic, are responsible for anything that happens to that plane. So if I did something wrong and he crashed, I could have gone up for manslaughter.
Yeah.
Or worse.
Yeah.
But it was pilot error. He was doing something he shouldn't have been doing. Killed himself in his own yard.
Oh man.
He crashed in his yard.
So
doing tricks.
So after that, Jess, did you?
I got out of that and started working on trucks and stuff, and I'm a mechanic at heart. And then I did that for a little while, and I wound up at Chrysler for almost 30 years before I retired. I come out of there I was a federal weld inspector.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that was cool. So now I'm retired and I prospect for gold.
Nice.
Nice.
Could be worse things.
How about you, Ghana? Are you using your education at the moment?
I am. So I was the second person in my family to graduate high school. I actually went to 2 different trade schools. One was for dog grooming and the other for teaching yoga. Currently, I do both. I was also a tattoo apprentice for about a year and a half. So currently, right now, I'm a dog groomer and a yoga teacher.
Awesome.
And a YouTuber on top of that.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I use my education.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It doesn't happen too often. A lot of people aren't able to.
Yeah.
You know.
Not at
Yeah.
all.
I'm still thinking about going back to college and maybe getting a degree in business to open up a yoga studio or a grooming salon, but I'm not 100% sure about that yet.
Let me stop right before you get there, Richard. I don't know that you need a business degree to start a business, Ghana. You said you were around 30. I started my first business when
don't know anything.
Well,
probably
find
know more than you think.
Yeah, exactly. Find somebody who does.
Maybe.
Yeah, and maybe in your field, and maybe start a partnership so you guys
I
complement
know.
one another.
Yeah.
I know so many people who never even went to college,
Oh,
start
yeah.
their own business, and they're multimillionaires.
Absolutely.
Dog grooming is a huge business.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Oh man.
You can literally find a town that doesn't have one, Andy, and just explode.
Absolutely.
It's true.
I know I pay my dog groomer like $70 once a month to come to my house.
Yeah.
Oh, mobile dog grooming is
That's what
really
I'm doing
cool.
now. I'm doing mobile dog grooming.
Yeah, even better.
But isn't there a bunch of liability involved with doing something like that also? That's something you really need to pay attention to? I mean,
yeah.
Don't mess with my dog.
Lots
You
of
hurt my
insurance
dog,
and
you're
stuff.
coming after you.
Yeah, but doesn't Petco insure themselves if something happens to the dog? They're not responsible.
Yes, but I work for a small mom and pop shop. I'm in Buckeye, Arizona, so it's the middle of nowhere.
No way you're in Arizona.
Yeah.
That is weird. My husband and I are in talking about moving there. When our
Nice.
kids are a little bit older, because I have such bad
Mhm.
back problems, that probably the warm, dry climate will really help it.
That's why a lot of people are here. They say that it helps with their health issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, how
So,
about
I
you?
guess
It's nice if you can handle the heat.
Yeah.
I can handle any heat. Love it.
I
It was
so
104 today. I was not ready.
I so prefer the heat over the cold.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Ugh.
So Richard, how about you?
Yes. How you doing, everybody?
Hey.
You want to know my education background? Is well, I'm like everybody else. You get a steady job, and like I tell everybody, we all got two things in common. It's 24 hours in a day, and it's physically in one spot. What you do with your time, free time. So I'm always learning stuff. So when I was young, I did real estate. I bought a lot of real estate, invested, and when the market crashed, so I'm pretty knowledgeable on the legal side. That's what my channel are about, exposing unethical practices. Because I believe I'm the first person in the United States to form the government agency about the foreclosure fraud stuff, robo-signing. And if you like I call it deep state, if you expose that stuff, they turn it against you, the government. So that's basically what basically that's like I do right now is I work construction. I've some investments I'm involved into. So I'm always learning things. So
It never stops, does it?
never stop.
Learn something new every day.
Yep.
One thing.
Things change, life change, you have to change. Like I said, with this technology, you got to try to keep up with it, or you get left behind.
Absolutely.
Right.
And think positive. Life goes ups and downs. So jump on the roller coaster when going up, and jump off when it's going down. Something like that. So there you go, guys.
Buy low, sell high. How about you, Patty?
Oh, well, I went to college and studied child psychology. I wanted to be a child psychologist or a therapist, but I ended up, and while I was doing that, I was also like managing daycares and stuff like that. But I ended up being a dance teacher for like 27 years, and then I also ended up being a puppeteer and then a musician. I wanted to be a child psychologist, but I ended up in the arts because I grew up in the arts.
Yeah.
And one of the things we were talking about insurance. When I did have my puppet theater, I had to carry $1 million policy.
Wow. Why?
Wow.
Yes. Whenever you're dealing with children, you have to have $1 million policy.
Right.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Well, that was the same thing when I coached. When I was head coach, I had to carry $1 million policy too.
Yeah. I do too for teaching yoga.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I know, right?
They don't pay teachers enough for that kind of.
No, they don't. They really don't.
Especially independence.
My daughter was just diagnosed with diabetes, and we were talking in regards like, what if she goes into diabetic shock and has a seizure, and like someone's supposed to give her a shot in her leg of glucose, and her homeroom teacher goes, I sure as hell would not do that. Absolutely not.
No.
I do not want that responsibility on my hands. And God forbid something went wrong.
Well, in today's climate, you can't blame them. Can't blame them at all.
I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course they're full of Sue happy people.
Yeah.
Yes,
they are.
So how about you, Hey-Woo? Richard or Jesse?
Oh, geez, it's been a long, windy road, but I'll just make it really short. Right out of high school, went to broadcasting school, VOTEC school. Thought I was going to be the next Howard Stern, the next big thing. Found out that I had to work 3 jobs to be able to do that, and then went after the money in Beatty, Nevada, and then worked at a couple of different mines. Almost got killed, and then that was in '97. And that day I got out of the work truck, didn't have a plan, told the guy I'm done, got in my car, pointed to a place on a map in California, said I'm going to didn't know anybody, lived in my car. I was homeless for like a month, got a job, and scrubbing toilets at a gym, and started my personal training business. And then from there, just odd jobs. And then in 2006, I was like, I got to get an education. Went back to college at the University of Phoenix, where you pay an Ivy League price for a junior college education. And then from there, I just went on to manage convenience stores for ConocoPhillips Corporate. Got sick of California. Where I was at in Temecula grew from 50,000 people when I was there, grew to around 200,000 people. I fired an employee or terminated an employee, came back a week later with a knife and wanted to kill me.
Oh my God.
And so I decided I'm going back home, didn't have a plan, and now I'm a really horrible man that nobody wants to see. I basically work for the county, and I'm the tax man.
Oh.
Yay.
Okay, where's that remove button? Where's the remove button? I'm kidding.
You can skip my house.
So essentially, I got my degree in business management, and I guess I used it. But to be honest with you, I learned everything on the trenches, and then I had some really good bosses along the way that mentored me, and I sucked all the knowledge I could from their brains. It was, so it's like that. And then what's funny is I grew up here I'm in Libby, Montana, and I grew up here. And when I grew up here, I never took advantage of the outdoors at all.
Oh man!
And I came home and I was like, oh God, I need to get a hobby. And then last year we started like hiking around and stuff, and then we started watching that one guy Darwin on the trail or whatever. And I was like, oh, I can do this. And I tell you what, it's not as easy as it looks. It's a lot of work. And I will tell you this, and you guys probably know this, doing YouTube. It kind of takes I love doing it. I like making the videos, but it's kind of takes some of the hypnotism out of the trail, so to speak. Because
you're busy setting up shots and busy looking for shots, busy looking to get your cameras right. Oh yeah.
I lose a lot of digging time doing that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, but I will tell you this, and and that's the whole thing is if somebody can get inspired, and that's always been my thing. Maybe I can inspire the next big guy or something like that. And how cool would that be? And I'm not into I don't have Twitter, I don't have Facebook. This is the first social media I've ever done. And I tell you what, I might be grandstanding here a little bit, and I thank you for suffering me.
No problem.
But it's pretty cool to come on here and actually reach out and talk to people and hear everybody's story. And that's the cool thing about YouTube, I think, more than I've seen with like Facebook, is here people want to help you. They want to help everybody be better. And that's
I agree.
I totally agree.
And don't forget, you're not anonymous on here either. We see you. We know you.
Right. That's right.
You're not. We're not sitting here behind a keyboard spewing out our dumb crap.
Right.
So we can.
Well, speak for yourself, Jesse.
That's my other name. but we can see each other, and you can see that you're being sincere, or at least you're portraying you're being sincere.
Yeah, and I don't know about most of you, but that was probably like you, Hayu. That was probably the thing I least expected, was to connect with so many people. I mean, I know that my show is based on connecting with people, but it went so, even at this point, it went so far beyond that, and it's such a satisfying thing for me.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm speaking for myself, but if we're on here, we're probably all artistic people in some sense, at some level. And if you're anything like me, I don't like getting my feelings hurt. You know, so it was very scary to send that first video out and go, oh gosh, this is, you know, oh, it's, yeah.
You know, here, that's something. This is something that Ed and I bring up in our show every once in a while.
Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
What was that again?
Flash in the Pan, Tuesdays at 8 p.m.
Tuesday
Eastern
Hangout
Standard
Live.
Time. Yep.
Flash in the pan.
Anyway,
Flash in your pan.
One of the things that we talk about is being people who are on YouTube. You got your face out there. You have to expect people are going to come up to you. People you have no idea who they are.
Hey, I know you.
Oh, you know, people recognize me from my voice. You know, same with Ed. I've heard that voice.
Mm-hmm.
I've had someone in Menards down the road. I know that voice.
Yep.
Head in the shed.
I even have it on one of my videos where somebody says that to me while I'm doing a video. Oh, I know that voice, aren't you? You know, and I'm in Arkansas. You know, so that's so when you put yourself out here, yeah, you have to expect people are going to come up and go, I know who you are, and be like they've known you forever.
Yep.
So if that's something that you can't handle, this is not something you want to be doing.
No.
Seriously. And if you're going to do it, don't put your face out there. Just
That's
your
right.
voice.
That's right.
You know?
Speaking of
They'll
voice,
still recognize you.
yeah. Speaking of voice, Ginger Locks, I know you've been in radio.
Yes.
Tell us about your education, whether or not you're still using it.
Well, unfortunately, well, yes and no. I would say so, only because when I got out of Westchester University with a degree in communications and a minor in acting. I really wanted to either be on the radio, on air, or start doing like local theaters and stuff like that, which never happened. So I wound up getting a sales job right out of school. Dumbest mistake I ever made. Then I got another sales job. Really dumb mistake again. So I took some time off and it found me. I was working at my friend's coffee shop in Paoli, which goes into Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was telling me, hey, I work for like a radio station. He's like 96.5, we're looking for people. Come on down. Like he was such like a player funny guy. He was never serious. So I went down and I got it.
Cool. Very cool.
Nice.
And
I gotta head off of here.
Oh, Ghana. Okay. Well, thanks for being here, on. I appreciate it.
I gotta go. Thanks for having me on. It's
You
nice
bet.
to see you
It was
guys.
nice meeting you. Nice meeting you.
You too.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Ghana, make sure
I'll
you
check you guys out.
Yeah, make sure you come on one of these nights, will you?
I will. Yeah, I'll try.
Fantastic.
When are your one-on-ones?
Every night but Friday night. Well, every weeknight but Friday night.
But
So-
his face-to-face ones are on Wednesdays.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm going to continue that. I think I'm going to do it on request, and we'll talk about that Monday. But I want to open it back up to Monday through Thursday is one-on-ones. But I will look at channels and give my subjective opinion. But Fridays are going to remain the panel show. So
By the way, Patty,
I will try. I will try my best.
fantastic. Well, have a great weekend, hon.
You too. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I love that little sparkling cloth thing that you have over your head there, Patty.
Do what, Angel?
I love that little sparkling cloth thing that you have over your head.
Oh yes, you know me. If you see me, there's gonna be a bandana on my head.
Well, hey, at least I can always put a bandana over my butt.
Angel, let's keep it clean.
Well, I hope it has flowers
I'm
on
not
it.
going to comment on that, Angel.
And the next thing, Patty, did you bring the mayonnaise to Grandpa Jim's stream tonight?
Mayonnaise.
I'm lost.
The
Yeah.
reason why I say that is because it's a reference to the old character in the old 1990s, the original Nickelodeon show Doug, where the Doug had a crush on Patty Mayonnaise.
I don't know that one.
Don't even know where to go with that one, Angel. But thanks, I appreciate that.
I'm like, what?
I'm right with you, Ginger.
Okay, Ward House. I haven't formally welcomed you to the show, by the way. Thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, here I'll do the radio thing. Hey, Jim, first time caller, long time listener.
First time,
Well,
long
what-
time.
Well, what brings you to the show tonight, my friend?
Yeah, you know what? I have never been on your panel, so I'm really happy. But yeah, I just I've watched you dozens of times.
Have you really?
Yeah, and so now tonight I came in and I was like, everybody can join? Well, shoot, I'm going to dial this up.
Why not? Join the party.
It's fun.
Yeah, you got a couple of virgins tonight.
A couple of virgins.
The cherry has been popped.
Yeah, maybe more than just a couple. I don't know. Well, tell us about your whether or not you're using your education background. Okay, do you want me? Are you okay with the Ward House, or do you have a first name we might call you by?
I'm Russ.
Oh, hello, Russ.
Yep, and you actually might know me more, Jim, as Journeying About Northwest. I'm on Rogers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. I've seen you.
That's why you might not recognize me as being in here very often, because I was always in here as Journeying About.
Yes, absolutely.
He's incognito tonight.
Hey, Jim,
Yes, son.
I have to go.
Oh, you've got to go too.
Yeah.
Well,
Doctors
the doctors are calling.
All right.
Is there a good way to get a hold of you? Bye.
Yeah, hun. At the bottom, hang on, guys. At the bottom of my show, every show, there's my email address. By all means, email me directly if you need to. Okay.
All right, I will.
Well, you take care and have a good weekend, hun.
Otherwise, you just grab that doctor and you just say, get a hold of Jim, and he will do whatever he can to get you to like going.
I want the video call-in show now.
You guys are the greatest. Thank you so much. You make me laugh.
All right. Good night, hon.
Bye, everyone. Nice
Bye-bye.
meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
So my
Okay, Russ.
education. Yeah, my education, I am definitely using it. So I have an associate's in business management, and I have some classes towards my bachelor's, but I run a business with my dad.
Oh.
Been running it for 17 years and still running it. And he's about to retire, so he's got on like the 2 to 5 year plan. But I keep telling him, when you're going down those stairs of work, you gotta watch your back because you might retire.
You might retire early.
What kind of business are you in?
Yeah.
Drinking water cooler business. In fact, actually, I'm wearing my.
Oh, there we go. Oh, and me without my shameless plug over graphic.
No, I actually got home really late. I got home about an hour ago from work.
That's what it is when you're running your own business, isn't it? Late nights, man.
You probably wear that all the time.
I wear these shirts. I have about 6 of them. I wear these shirts probably more than I've worn anything in my life. I swear.
Yeah. That's what happens when you work in a job where you wear a uniform. You want you to go home in it. Sometimes you just sit around in it for the rest of the day, especially if you don't get really dirty.
Yeah.
There are days when I woke up and I'm telling you, it happens more often after a night where I'm up late, hitting a little bit of the sauce. But I wake up and I don't know it's still a weekend, and I'll just put on my work shirt and I'm like, oh wait, what am I doing?
But that's not a bad habit to have, man, because that's advertisement. You go to the local store and you're showing your stuff. I get that. I used to do the same thing in the businesses that I ran and had shirts.
I come home in my work vehicle probably more often than my actual personal vehicle, just because it's on the way from the freeway to the office. So.
Yep. I get that. Well,
In
again,
a business like that, an accident gives a whole new meaning to me. You're all wet.
yeah. Ed. Hello.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Not bad.
Are you watching Golden Girls over there?
Huh?
You watching the Golden Girls over there?
No. It's on my Amazon influencer page.
Oh.
On the header.
Mm.
So I'm trying to multitask.
Not a bad thing to try. So what do you think?
Jesse.
Your would you consider what you're doing now part of your what you were trained to do?
Well, yeah. Ever since I got kicked out of high school, I've been in the construction field. And then in '99, I wanted to change my career path. And I went back to school and got my equivalency and started my degree in environmental conservation. And I
Cool.
don't use it. I'm
That
like the
happens.
Famila, construction pulled me back in. There's times I make very good money with what I do, and there's times where I'm eating ramen.
Yeah.
So
Feast or famine.
yeah,
Yeah. And you actually ran your own business for a while, if I remember correctly, didn't you?
I've always had other means of income, legit, but I've never been one. I'm somewhat of a nonconformist,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like relying on someone else to put bread on my plate. So I've always had other means and other irons in the fire. I've had Marvin Home Improvements. I had lamb glass surfboard laminations when I was still living where I grew up in Southern California. It's where I went through the school of hard knocks and stupidity, chasing bikinis and surfing. I moved out away from there for my life.
Mm.
I can guarantee you I would not be here right now sitting with all of you if I would have stayed there.
Yeah.
So I would have been dead. I know it.
Oh man.
So I moved. And I'm a lot like Jesse. Where is he compared to me on there? Over there.
Yeah, he's Greg.
Beyond the ward. I've done many things and been many places, but I'm stuck in construction. I like it.
Mhm.
I like building things, and then even with my channel, I don't depend on AdSense.
Mhm.
I am monetized, but if you depend on AdSense, unless you're PewDiePie or someone like that, you're not, or whoever that one guy is with Maverick, where I forget his name. But unless you're super big, you're never going to make a substantial income off of AdSense. So I have other irons in the fire. Toledo Jess is my partner in crime and prospecting.
Mostly crime.
Yeah. Someone has to do it. So,
Somebody has to do it.
yeah.
Which one of you is a faster runner?
I am. I'm 10 years younger than that old man.
There you go. So he gets caught. That's the perfect partner.
Yeah, and if we're somewhere where there's bears or cougars, I just have to be faster than him.
Yeah, you just gotta kick him in the knee and watch him flop around and climb a tree, right?
Oh, I wouldn't do that. I'd just run faster.
I'd kick him in the knee, though.
He'd probably do that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'd count on it.
Whenever you go out in the woods, make sure you're with a slower friend.
Speaking of cougars, I go to the mall for mine.
Oh, and me without a rim shot. Listen, before we go any further, I wanted to say hello to Heaven's Gate Cherry Farm and M Living Art. Welcome to the show, guys. And I feel really bad because we had somebody on the show and we never got to him because we were talking about the other subject. Sorry about that. And I don't remember who it was. You guys remember who that was that popped on for a little while? She was in a multicolored chair. Oh, shoot. Sorry, hon. You know, you.
I didn't see him.
Yeah. She was on for. What's that?
Was it that Ghana 4 woman?
No, it wasn't.
I came in a little late. So.
Yeah, it wasn't Ghana. It was someone else. Oh, I just can't remember. I can't find her username. If I saw it, I would remember it. But sorry about that, hun. Just when you jump on, just jump in. Angel.
Yeah.
What kind of are you using, or do you work right now? That's a good question to start that off.
No, I have not had a job since 2012, and it kind of is a bit difficult for me. I often find out for me to get a job because a lot of times people who are disabled don't ever seem to get a job because they don't meet the requirements of certain jobs, like even if it's something that is simple, like let's say bringing in a cash register.
Sure.
And so I've seemed to find out that not very many companies ever take into consideration the disabled.
Yeah, I understand that. By the way, crap my dad makes me watch is in. How you doing, Adam? Good to see you, my friend.
Isn't that just
I think I got
awesome
a couple.
Name?
It is.
It's a great name. It's a great name.
But the poor guy, I've been in other live streams and people say, well, no, you know, we don't allow kids in here. This it's like, no, this isn't a kid. This is their dad. He gets that a lot, actually.
By the way, Hayabu, I forgot to mention to you, I am not too far away from you. I'm in Coeur d'Alene.
Oh, crap. That's awesome.
You guys.
You have to come over and do a hike, man.
Absolutely. I love it.
Now you got to go to No Town Creek and have fun.
Yeah, dude, I'm being totally serious.
I drove.
I actually, you know what? One of my favorite places to go to, and it's not much of a hike, but is the Kalispell Falls there.
I have not been there. The only way, like I said, I've only been really into hiking for the last 2 seasons. I was over in Bonners and I made it up to Roman Nose Lakes.
I'm sorry, not Kalispell Falls, Kootenai Falls. I'm not.
Oh yeah, that's like 2 miles from my house.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I go by there for work all the time, and I probably go down to that waterfall 2-3 times a year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll hit you up on your channel and subscribe, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, dude, yeah, love to hook up, and yeah.
I smell a coffee or beer meetup.
I think I do too.
That was another thing I didn't expect.
Are we seeing the beginning of a bromance?
No.
Never know. After coffee or beer, bromance. That's how bromances start.
This is how bromances start.
It could be the next Peter McKinnon and Casey Neistat.
There we go.
We also went from asking about my education to now talking about bromances. What am I, the middle child?
No, Angel, you're not the middle child.
You're the dark-headed stepchild, boy.
Ooh, collab too. It says Adam. Crap, my dad makes me watch. Smell collab, yes.
Absolutely, yeah. I do drone stuff and everything, so that's easy.
Boy, I'm sorry, guys. You two are from the Pacific Northwest, and just you guys talk about Coeur d'Alene, which isn't far from Priest Lake, Idaho, and you up by Glacier National Park and stuff, and beautiful Big Sky country. I'm missing Washington State.
Oh man,
so bad.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. I was never so happy. I think I told you this before, Ed. If it weren't for the wife, I'd still be up there. I'd be on the side of a mountain somewhere in a cabin, you know, close enough to where I could get to a civilization whenever I wanted to. But I would still be up there. Cold weather be damned.
I love Skagit Valley, Jim. I know you would.
Oh, I'm sure of it, dude. I'm sure of it.
You know, that's another good subject right there. Where have people been? Where have people traveled?
I've
is.
been everywhere, honey. I've been everywhere.
I have too.
Okay, who here can say they've been to 49 of the states?
No, I can't say.
About 45.
I've been to all of them except for AK.
I'm in about the low 30s, somewhere around there, 32,
Yeah.
33.
Yeah, me too.
In fact, one of these nights I'm going to come out here and talk about my 3-year hitchhiking adventure.
Yes, you are. But that's good. That's going to be a one-on-one, Jesse.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I
Might be a
swear I was
two-parter.
going to stop. I was going to stop for you, Jesse, but it was just way too. I was going way too fast, and it, yeah. I
wouldn't pick me up either, dude.
I blew right past you, Jesse. I'm like, look at that guy. Hell no.
You just don't know the places I've been and slept under.
Oh, I can imagine. I hitchhiked across the state 3 times. From Texas back to California once. And when I left California, I hitchhiked up to Washington.
I have a Montana story.
Oh,
Montana.
excellent.
Montana owes me an AM FM cassette player, is what it does. I'm literally driving. As you get closer to Idaho, it like the ground drops beneath you on 90. I mean, literally, you can see for miles, and then suddenly you go down in the valley, right? And we could see this storm just rolling toward us, and it was like really cool. Actually, I wish it were in the days of video, pocket video, but it just came rolling toward us, and we're just listening to the radio, and all of a sudden we have 2 lightning strikes. One just off to our passenger front right, and then boom, the other one happened like right above us, and my radio never worked again. So we had to drive all the way through Montana, Idaho, and the part of Washington, all the eastern part of Washington State with nothing. It sucked.
Driving through Montana, Idaho, that's not too bad. When you're driving through the eastern part of Washington with no radio or anything to listen to, that can get rough.
Oh, it is rough. It is rough.
Have you ever driven across Kansas?
I have.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Corn. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very much like Nebraska. Corn.
Flooded.
What's that, Robert?
Last time I was through Kansas, it was flooded.
When we lived in Arizona and we would drive to Texas, the road from right after we left Arizona and we hit New Mexico, it was like forever of nothing.
Yeah. Highway 10, I think.
Mm-hmm. It's like driving across Texas.
Yeah, 13 and a half hours across Texas.
Yeah, buddy.
Whatever you do, don't hitchhike on Interstate 10 going through Arizona.
No, anywhere in Arizona.
Well,
actually, no, Wyoming. Anywhere through Wyoming, it's illegal to hitchhike.
Well, actually, I'm going to be moving to Arizona soon.
Well, just don't hitchhike down there, Angel.
I won't.
Well,
But I will say this, Grandpa Jim, even though I may not have as great of an education as some of these older folks do, I still could tell you what I've learned over my years.
Yeah, do it briefly. Absolutely.
Well, that's the thing about me is I don't do things briefly. I tell a long history.
Now, Angel, you know me. I just want to give everyone else a chance to talk.
Now, Angel, one thing you gotta remember.
No guarantee.
In Arizona, put a speedometer on your bike. I got a speeding ticket riding a bike in Arizona. Being from Buffalo, the air is a lot thicker, and so I was going 55 miles an hour in a 45-mile-an-hour zone.
Wow. And you got a ticket for that?
Yeah, the judge looked over his bench, looked at my big gut, and he looked at the officer and said, "You should be congratulating this guy for being able to go that fast."
All right, Angel, finish what you were saying there, bud.
What I was saying is I have a history of talking very long speeches without being too brief.
That's okay. We love you for it. What were you going to say about your education?
Even though, like I was saying, the stuff I've learned over the years is in recent years I've learned that I just am not gonna let people step all over me and walk me like a doormat and dictate how I should be or how I should live my life or do my channel, because over my youth and into my early adulthood, I've had so many people dictate me and try to control me and boss me around. And came time to when I created my channel, or I should say, just about a year ago when I was doing YouTube on a basis. Many people were telling me that I should change up my channel, like change this, change that, get rid of this content, get rid of that. I mean, I appreciate the suggestions, but unless if it doesn't involve like better banners, better thumbnails, and you have a certain content that you don't like I've had one vegan tell me to no longer do mukbangs at a meat restaurant like Arby's and such. And I thought, no, I'm never going to do that. So I learned to just not let people flip all over me, not dictate me. And I've also learned to stand up for myself and just be happy to be me. And because there's a song that has the kind of message, and there was an old song on Sesame Street titled "Just Happy to Me," and it goes like this: "I'm Kingston Livington, the third is I three, named after my dad and his dad before me, but I'm an original, one of a kind, unique. So just sit back and listen up while I speak. I watch all my friends put the crap to the back. I come in the front because I like to laugh back. I'm not trying to be different, just do my own thing. So clap your hands and sing. Just be yourself, easy as A, B, C, the original, like no one else, just happy to be me." And that's what I'm doing, is just being me, and I don't give a crap what people tell me, or even if they're worried about me of my life, because my family has always worried about my safety and concern of me, and I just don't care that much anymore.
Well, good for you, Angel. I mean, you got to be your own person, right? And I'm glad you've learned that. Absolutely glad you learned that. So
the thing about your channel, Angel, you have to put on what you like. If you got somebody who doesn't like your content, they don't need to come and watch it. You don't need them to come watch your content. If it's something that you enjoy doing, something that you like producing and showing it the way you do, then there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, that's just the way it is. I understand wanting technical help for this and that, but your content is your content. If people don't like your content, they don't have to come see it.
Yeah, but you also need to think about your viewers too.
Right, you have to think about your viewers.
Gotta give them what they want also.
that depends on your goal, I'd say, Ed, because you may just want to. This is your creative outlet, and you may not care that you grab an audience, so you don't care if you're monetized. So for some people, that may be just more of a judgment call on their side.
But first and foremost, you need to like what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, true, definitely, Joe.
Like with me, I have a YouTube channel. I put in a few things, but I'm not trying to build up a channel.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't advertise my channel. I don't even ask for subscriptions. I get them, and I do put some content up, but it's mostly educational. What I feel other gold prospectors might like to see.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the stuff I put up is for Ed to use in our videos.
Yep.
So I can download and use.
Right. So it just depends on what you want to do with your channel.
Yeah.
If you're happy with what you're doing, you're not concerned about making money with it, do what you like.
Yeah.
And those people that criticize you and say, "Oh, you shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that," they shouldn't be watching.
Or you just tell them, "Well, you don't have to."
And if there are people have a problem with me, like simply telling people if they want to donate, they can, then guess what? That means that they're broke as a joke.
Or they don't want to donate. I don't donate.
Or they just don't have to.
Right.
I mean, I'm not all about making money, but I don't mind people donating here and there, because there are certain things I'm trying to save up for. Like I'm trying to save up for a better microphone setup and such. But every now and then I may tell people. But whenever I tell people, nearly no one donates, and I have a problem with that. Well, yes and no. Because I don't want people to think that I'm a so-called beggar. I just want people to be aware if they want to donate, they can. and any donation is greatly appreciated. It gets me closer to my items. And if a person, if I had a viewership of, like, let's say 50 people watching, and none of them decided, that would be a big thing for me, because I would think that maybe at least 4 or 5 people would volunteer to do that. But for me, it's kind of like a give or take.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely.
And the greatest thing about donations is if you expect them, then it's the wrong idea. It's what people want to give, and you're just so thankful that they're giving.
Yes.
So if you have 100 people and 0 of them donate, or you have 10 people and 5 of them donate, it's you know, they're just giving.
Yes.
It just depends on what you want.
Mm-hmm.
What is it you're striving for?
Yeah, your goal, right?
Right. Ed wants his channel to be his moneymaker when he gets old enough to retire.
Well, it won't ever be my total money maker, but I want to live a lot like Crystal does. I want to be nomadic, and I want to follow the seasons. I want to prospect, travel, have my own little adventures while I still can, and share it with the world. And you know,
Ed, I got a quick question for you, bud. Is your wife on board for that? Because that sounds awesome.
Yes and no.
She may need a little more convincing.
She talks about it, yes.
Want to say hi?
But she's been born and bred here all her life. I'm the one that, you know, where I lay my head is home, you know, and back a Metallica reference. As soon as I belong, it's time for me to leave. It seems that way a lot of times. So, I would have no problem being nomadic. Her, on the other hand, but we do own this house, and somehow I'll do it. I'll make it so I could travel during the winter to a warmer climate like Arizona, mine for gold.
I'm helping as much as I can to get enough money through the channel so we can go on trips.
Well, with our irons in the fire, our last 2 trips, Jesse, the channel did pay for a lot of it.
I know.
Our 2 big trips.
I know.
What you gotta do, Ed, is you just gotta do like what Forrest Gump did. Is just tell the wife that you're going to the store, and then when you get to the store, you're like, well, we might as well go to the county line. And when you get to the county line, let's go to the next state. And then
Hey guys.
Yeah, I hear you.
Everybody here can agree on one thing, and our content is our content. I always say, true to yourself, and everything else will follow. If you don't be true to yourself, people are going to see you as a fake.
That's right.
That's true.
You gotta be real.
That's true. On that note, on that note, hi, you got to go, bud?
Yeah, I gotta go. Otherwise, I won't be getting married.
Oh yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, you know, it's trying to find that balance between trying to do a YouTube thing and then trying to keep the little lady happy. So it's trying to do
happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Never ending battle.
That's right.
Well, have a good weekend, my friend. And
hey, Ward.
I shouldn't say battle.
Hey, Ward.
Yes. What's up?
What's your channel?
It's the Ward House is actually my channel name. Here, I'll say hi in chat.
Okay.
Just, look me up there, and you
There
can
it
get
is.
a hold of me there, or either way. Yeah, you can get a hold of us there. I think we have our email and Twitter and all that stuff on our channel. So.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. This is my first time doing stuff like this, so this has been kind of cool, man.
Well,
it was nice meeting all of you.
It was nice meeting you, man. That's a.
Join us again.
Make sure you come on a one-on-one.
It'll get easier every time you do it too.
All right, buddies. Have a good weekend. We'll see you.
All right.
All right. I just saw. Yep, there he is, the cameraman. How you doing, Tony? You
Great,
caught.
how are you?
Tony.
Just getting home from work here. caught up. There we go.
Henny, I didn't get to ask you about your education. I don't know that is real. Well, yeah, it is, because you just told me the other night that you are absolutely going to use your education.
Me?
Yeah, no, Henny.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Hang on a minute, Tony. Tell us about that again. I know we went over on the show, but
yeah. So I got a job offer at Uline in the warehouse, and I go to school for business management and supply chain. So basically, just be a manager, but like order things in bulk for companies, and that's basically what they do. So yeah.
Sweet. It's still a wonderful gig you got there, man. I can't wait to see how that turns out. and I'm going to round this up. Robert, would you say that you're using, or would you say you're using your education in what you do now, or have in the past?
Oh boy, I've learned so much. My father, when I was a kid, taught me be a jack of all trades. That way I can turn around and says, don't piss Jack off, because there's so much I can do. I can just turn around, walk out that door, and go somewhere else.
Yep.
I've done everything I could. I've learned to be a television station. Only thing I have not done at a television station is direction. I've done floor direction, sound, cameras. I've worked as a mechanic to running a shop, truck driving school bus. I've even ran my own craft shop. Matter of fact, one of the first things I did before I got out of high school, I was unloading trucks into Ronald Reagan regulated that.
Mm.
I mean, I used to make $1,000 a night unloading trucks.
Oh, wow. Very cool. You and I have a very similar background, you know. I was in broadcast television for about 10 years. And what I learned, I did everything you did. I didn't do any stage directing, but I was on the floor, and I did a lot of technical directing and master control and engineering, because I went in as an engineer. And I guess that's a good segue to my my education and how I'm using it or not. My wife, by the way, I know we had somebody here that said that they were like the third that in their family. Jesse, did you say you were the first in your family to graduate high school? So was my wife. She was the first in her family to graduate high school, and now she's a vice president of a $3 to $5 million company.
Wow.
Yeah, and
I never did that.
yeah.
I just became a factory rat.
Yeah. Well, I was saying before, you know, the work ethic is everything, and she kept her nose to the grindstone and stayed with this company for almost 30 years now, and it just worked out.
Hey, Jim, give her my idea about the, if she wants to become just president, the little, pushing the back down the stairs.
Well, I would worry if I was the president, but oh, and I got a whole long story about that I probably shouldn't be telling, but yeah, she'll probably retire from there and not end up owning the business, even though I'm pretty sure the owner would want to hand it off to her or at least sell it to her. So, but that's another story. As for, well, Tony, you tell us, man, are you using your or education, or have you in the past?
What education?
That's what you're supposed to tell us, dude.
Well, I believe you went to the School of Hard Knocks.
I always looked, yeah. First, I'd like to start out by saying it's a pleasure to be on your panel tonight. Thank you for having me.
Sure, man. Always a pleasure to have you.
We'll save that for later. That's fine. It's a pleasure to share the panel with the beautiful and talented Patty Broussard as well. It's very nice. Hi, Patty. I don't know half these people. I'm so glad to see new faces. Hello, everybody.
Isn't she?
Howdy.
My face is not you, trust me.
So truth be told, no, I don't have an education. I went to.
You mean formal?
Huh?
You mean formal education, right?
Yeah,
I mean, life is an education, but you may not. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of it. My parents got divorced when I was 13. My dad moved out, and my mom went on the road dating truck drivers. So I raised my two younger brothers. I dropped out of high school. I had a full-time job when I was 15. I was working 60 hours a week under the table as a cook at a truck stop, and yeah, I kind of parlayed that into getting lucky, and I did go back and get my GED when I was older. I ran houses for mentally disabled people for a long time. I got in the bar industry. I ran bars, I ran nightclubs, and now I manage 2/3 of the state of Massachusetts. I'm a sales manager for a liquor and wine company. So just get, you know, last night I heard Henny talking about, poof, he's gone. I heard Henny talking last night.
And with that,
and I agree. I teach my kids all the time. You know? I teach my kids all the time. It's important. You have to get a good education. I want them to.
Yeah.
But you know, I like to think that I'm proof that if you're stubborn and you work hard and you have good work ethic, you can make it by pretty well. So, and right now, my 2 oldest kids right now are like dead set on wanting to be carpenters when they get older.
Oh,
they
really?
want to go into a trade school and they want to be carpenters. I don't know where that came from. I actually went to carpentry school for a couple of years, and then I dropped out and lost everything. I didn't get any certification at the back, but I love doing carpentry. I think it's great. But just the way life's taken.
Education is a good thing to have,
yeah.
But a work ethic is what's going to get you ahead in life.
That's true.
I agree.
That's
if
true.
you don't have that work ethic to get off your butt and go out and do something, all the education in the world ain't going to do you a bit of good.
I started work when I was 12, and I washed dishes 3 nights a week, and I cooked on Saturday mornings at 12 years old. My grandmother had a diner.
Yeah, I was picking up beer bottles and pop bottles in a bowling alley at 6.
And I worked at that diner until I was 50. That's when I had to take the other job because my grandmother's restaurant closed down, and I had to make more money because my mom wasn't paying the bills. She was on the road so much.
Yeah.
So I had to make sure the electricity got paid. I had to buy food, stuff like that, you know.
Right.
So I moved out of my house when I was 16 years old. I moved out, went on my own. So just
well, at the age of a person graduating, you probably had more education than most of us did at 18.
Exactly.
It may not be formal, but man, if you were working from the time you were 12.
Yeah, I was working from the time I was 12. When I was 16, I became a junior firefighter in my town. I'm from a small town, about 3,000 people. So you know everybody. So you want to help out. So I was a junior firefighter. And then when I turned 18, I became a full-time firefighter for 3 years. I worked as a first responder on the ambulance squad from 16 to 18. Became an EMT, and then went through the course and became a paramedic. So I did that for a few years. So I did all that at the same time, you know, kind of putting some time back into my town. I grew up in a town where when I had no parents, the parents of all of my friends took me in as their child, and they helped me. They helped teach me how to be a parent kind of to my brothers, and they helped teach me the important things in life and make sure that I turned out okay. Now, I did stupid things when I was a kid. I've never been arrested. I've been put in the back of a police car with handcuffs on me once, and that was because my best friend became a cop, and he came to the house one night to grab some stuff. We were talking, and he was like, "Hey, you've never been arrested, have you?" I said, "No." He goes, "You ever been in handcuffs?" Like, "No." You want to see what it feels like? Oh, okay.
What a buddy.
I wish mine was a joke, but we won't go into that.
That's Monday. Oh, Tuesday.
That may be Tuesday show, yeah.
One time I got arrested, the police took me to the bank to get my bail money.
I had to sit.
Yeah, I don't think they.
My dad said, "Too bad, dude."
Yes, yes.
Trouble.
That was me too. No, you're gonna spend. No, you're spending your time.
Oh, if I didn't have the money in my own banking account, that's what my parents would have done. You said.
Yep.
Learn your lesson, buddy.
Well, kudos to both of you guys for going back and getting your GEDs. Yeah, you and Ed. Yeah, Tony, you and Ed.
I would like to try to expand my education down in Arizona, hopefully, because I just never got that much of help with learning as a child and such, even by my dad. But I want to try to get more of a career opportunity path for myself.
Angel, what would you want to do for a living?
That's the thing I never was able to find out is try to find the proper thing. Like, will I be a great actor? Will I be a great singer? Will I be a great artist? Well, I've never got to find what would fit me because I just never was properly taught by my parents. My dad never did that with me. All he cared about was drinking and just not taking care of his kids. My mom, she never did that. We were basically like her slaves, where we did all the work and she did not do any for us, like even reward us for all the hard work we had to do around her apartment. So I never got to find the proper path for me or what I'd be good at.
When you want something, you are 3 times more determined to get it, and it's you're that much more willing to work on it.
Yeah.
You know, my first time in college, when I was 18, going into college, I got B's and C's, and I was like, meh, this is whatever. And then when I went back after I had my first kid, I went back to college, nothing but A's because I wanted it. You want to do that study. So if you're wanting it, Angel, it's me. You're going to have a whole lot easier time. You're going to really want to get into it. You're going to
Here.
Yeah, well said.
Can I jump in real quick?
Sure, go ahead, man.
I don't know your name. I'm pointing at the screen as if you guys can see me. Hey, you.
You talking about the Ward House?
The gentleman from the Ward House.
Yeah, that's Russ.
What's your name?
Russ.
Russ, how you doing, Tony, man? Nice to meet you. And then Richard. Okay, so I just want to, I don't know either of these gentlemen, so I just want to say hello. I had another point to make, and now I can't remember what it is. I got so hung up.
I've had that point a few times myself.
Actually,
I've been there.
I do know what I want to say. I'm sorry.
What's that?
I know Jesse. I know Patty. I know Ed. I know Angel.
Mm-hmm.
The other 3 gentlemen that are here, the Ward House, Richard House, is it Hauser?
Yeah.
And Robert. We'll just call you Robert. You're not Robert here. I don't know how you say it.
Say it like
Dipple?
a German when you get it.
Robert Dipple?
Yeah.
There we go.
So I just want to know what you 3 gentlemen's channels are like. If you don't mind telling me, real quick, because I kind of like channels.
Well, you'll actually recognize Russ when he tells you what his other channel is.
Yeah. So this is a new channel that my wife and I started together. And it's just kind of a vlogging family channel. We have an 18-month-old and a 9-year-old, and so we started this channel literally like 3 weeks ago. The Ward House channel.
Your other channel is
not bad. What, 160 subs in that short of time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right
And my other channel is Droning About Northwest, and I do a lot of drone videos. I actually am a Part 107, so I'm a commercial pilot. I do a lot of real estate, and I'm doing a couple weddings this summer as well with my drone videography and all that stuff.
Channel, absolutely. Okay, cool. Very cool.
That's my main channel.
And the Ward House channel is going to be like a family channel.
It's the family channel. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
So Richard, you want to tell him about your channel?
My channel is you got a red light ticket, a traffic ticket.
Sure.
Guess what? I can beat them, and I'm 3 years in the legal system. And what happened is the system is designed that nobody in government can fix it or investigate it. So if I'm blocked at the courthouse, like say I go to Crooked Court, file paperwork, I won't record it. Say the state attorney office, they'll ban you and say they're not allowed to investigate it. So I use social media. I use my Facebook, Twitter, and Facebook to get my message out. Okay, hey, let's fix. I'm an advocate in business and government. And I probably forced over 100 changes in the last 20 years behind the scenes. Wow. So I know how to work the legal system from the courthouse.
Yeah, his channel name is the Corruption Czar Network.
If each one of you guys could just say hi in the chat after.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I really like to get to know everybody. So if you, guys.
Basically,
well, you'll know Robert DePaul. He's Robert Bob Dip.
Oh, Bob Dip. Oh, it makes sense. See, I should have just looked at it and figured it out. Hey, Bob.
Yeah, you were there when I said when I hit 100 likes on my or 100 subscriptions, I'll get a camera and start making content. I just recently hit 100 subscribers, so this weekend I'm picking up a camera and going out to my no-tell in Creek and see what type of content I can build.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
Because you don't currently have content, correct?
Right now it's no content,
yeah.
But within the next couple of days it should be at least the introduction video and possibly a creekside video if the weather and water's not too high.
Awesome.
We're finally gonna get to see Bob Dip.
Looking forward to it.
The world has been waiting.
I'll probably end up doing the average redneck channel. Anything and anything.
Awesome.
I'll
speak-
I need you to type 2 because I don't know if I have your channel yet. I think I do, but just in case.
Hey, Angel.
Angel, you there?
Can I want to.
Go to the bathroom.
Oh, Ed wanted you.
You talk about disabilities and stuff. Let me tell you, I was born deaf till I was 4 years old, and I couldn't say anything but duggle until after my surgeries for hearing. I was highly dyslexic, and I was in special education all my life, when special education was like Welcome Back Carter. There you were either a no good hood rat, like kind of like I was, or you were totally how can I put this in this politically correct world we're in now?
I'll screw to say it.
MR. and our teachers, they really didn't give a flying F about us. I grew up in Anaheim, a huge cement jungle, way overpopulated schools, gangs in my junior high, and I just fell through the cracks. Don't ever let someone say your disability, oh, you're disabled, or you have this mentally handicapped or whatever, any handicap. I have a foster brother that's blind, worked for Quickset Locks, and held all speed records and quality records on his line. And don't ever let the bastards hold you down, bud. Just if you want it, do it. Grab it. Seize the moment. And take it. Earn
Great
it.
advice. That's great advice, Ed.
That's great.
Did you hear all that, Angel?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's awesome. There's a viral video right now going on if anybody's seen it. And the mom walks on stage. It's on America's Got Talent. It just happened. The mom walks on stage with her son.
Oh.
And the son is blind and autistic.
Oh, yeah, he sings awesome.
Oh my, it's angelic. It's unbelievable. Like, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. I've watched that video probably 100 times.
Mm.
Like, unbelievable.
And cried 99 times, right?
97. I got to the last 3, Jess.
Oh, okay. I haven't.
Yeah, it's a beautiful video. I showed it on this Facebook page. I love it. It was pretty amazing. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, I got a story if anybody wants to hear it.
Well, of course we do.
Overlay.
And now, story time with Tony.
Story?
Story? What's Tony?
I don't know if it's going to be that good of a story, but to me, it's one of these stories. It's one of these things that happened to me recently, and it's kind of bugging me. And I was like, hey, I got to tell somebody about this because it's kind of weird. So when I was younger, there was this kid. His name was Ed.
Oh shit!
You doing, Ed? Yeah. Anyway, I don't even really remember what happened, but you know, when I was a kid, being as young as I was, and the responsibilities I had, I also took on adult habits when I was a child. Nothing bad, but I smoked pot and I drank beers when I was like 15 on, you know, and I started early because I was working full time. So, but anyway, this particular night, I was like 17, I think. And we were at a friend's house. My friend had it was like our first friend to get an apartment. So we partied there like nonstop, you know. And this kid shows up and I forget, I don't even know what happened. I got drunk, right? And I got in an argument with this kid. And it was about something about the VCR that was in the house. He thought that was his VCR. And somebody his mom had sold it at a yard sale, his VCR or something, right? And he thought that this kid had bought it, and he was like trying to unplug it, and he's like, "That's my VCR," which it wasn't. It but whatever. So I end up getting angry because we're at my best friend's house and he's trying to rip this VCR off the kid's TV, and he's drunk and he's losing it. So I put this kid up against the wall and I'm like, you better calm down, man. I'm telling you right now, calm down, because if you don't calm down, you ain't gonna leave with that VCR, but you ain't leaving on your feet. I was pissed, No big deal. I never started fights, didn't get into fights and like that, but I was the first guy to try to calm somebody down and tell them, straighten yourself up. So the kid starts mouthing off to me. We end up in the driveway, and I end up just kind of pushing this kid around. Like, I'm not going to fight him, so I just keep throwing him across the hood of this kid's car. And eventually he gets up and he leaves, and we don't talk, right? So I'm 44 years old, and I'm at the deli the other day at Hannaford's. And as I approach the deli, this guy's standing there, and he's just looking at me. Well, it's Ed. I ain't seen Ed since I was 17. 27 years I ain't seen this guy. I don't recognize him. When we were kids, he had this big, bushy, curly, he had a big, bushy head of hair. It was all really, super frizzy and curly. And he's got the same haircut Richard has now. And so he's standing there. Yeah, it's a good haircut. And he's standing there at the deli, and as I approach, he looks at me, he's like, Tony. I go, yeah? He's like, it's me, Ed. I'm like, Ed? He was like, last time I saw you, you were throwing me over the hood of a car. I was like, oh, Ed, how you doing, buddy? This isn't awkward. So now, he's like, hey,
your buddies.
Yeah, he's like, hey, man, I just want, we're adults now, man. I just want to let bygones be bygones, man, And he puts his hand out, I shake his hand, we get chatting, he starts catching me up on what's going on in life. And asks me what's going on. I tell him, I got a wife and 5 kids and blah, blah. And all of a sudden I realized, I never took a number, and the deli's pretty busy, right? Ed, distracted me. So I reach over, I grab a number. So now he's talking, I'm trying to pay attention, but I feel bad now, because last time I saw this dude, I was a complete raging moron and threw him over the hood of a car. So now I kind of feel like I owe him some time to catch up. And I'm genuinely, I'm a guy who I like to, let's let the past stay in the past. I wanted to make amends with this guy. Well, now I look over, I got number 68, and they're on 73. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So I throw the number away and I grab another number. So I'm talking to Ed. So finally I'm like, Ed, what number are you? He's like, oh no, I already got all my stuff. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to get some bologna, bro. It's cheese. So this lady comes over and finally she's like, calls my next number, which is like 77. And I'm like, hey, oh, it's me. Oh, hold on, Ed, hold on. So I tell her I need a pound of cheese. So she goes, how do you want that sliced? I go, not thin, because then you can't get it a pat, but enough where it's thin enough, but you put it on a sandwich and just slice it sandwich size. She goes, oh, okay. So she goes walking over, and Ed keeps jamming on, And I'm thinking, man, it's so nice to run into this guy and make peace with him, And then the lady comes up and she's like, hey, is this good? And she's flopping a piece of cheese. Is this good? And Ed looks over, he's like, that looks great. She turns around and walks away. And then all of a sudden he's like, well, I got to go, man. I can't stand here and talk all day. It's good seeing you. And he turns around and just walks away. So I'm like, son of a bitch. I've been sitting in front of the deli for 20 minutes. So now the lady comes over, throws my cheese up in the window. I order my bologna, I get my bologna. I get home. I open up the cheese. It's like 1/8 of an inch thick. I got 9 slices in a pound of cheese. And I'm sitting there thinking, I hate that son of a bitch. I seriously do. I'm done with this dude. If I run into him again, I'm like, he totally screwed me on the cheese. I think it was like him getting me back. You know what I mean?
I'm going to say, karma always has a way to come back, don't it?
Ups around the sleeve of Velveeta looking piece of slab of cheese, and he's like, yeah, it's good. Go ahead.
And this has been Story Time with Tony.
That's right.
I need some wonderful background music to that.
Tony's karma.
So I made amends with a guy the other night, and begun hating him again in the same evening. So it's crazy. Hey, Claire.
Oh yeah, Claire from Rent-A-Grown with us, guys. I'm gonna have to cut this down. Oh, and Brandon Bees as well.
Before you do, I have a quick question for you, Grandpa Jim.
Sure.
Why is it that whenever you do your regular the one-on-one shows of Monday through Thursday, it's only about an hour to an hour and a half when the Friday streams are like nearly 2 to 3 hours long?
Because it's Friday night and I have so many other people on, I want to give everyone a chance to talk. And, you know, the questions that folks come up with are great. It's just how it kind of goes. The 1 hour shows, during the weeknights, you know, I figure people got to get up early. And so I kind of cut those short. Does that help?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. Yeah. Well, to Ed's point, tomorrow we're going, camper shopping, Ed, kind of do a little bit of, you know, the wife and I, she's on board. She wants to, when, because we've seen a lot of the world, we're going to see more, but we want to see more of the U.S. and that's going to be a lot of our retirement. So we're going to get a travel
U.S. is the best place to visit.
Oh, I know, man.
So much here. I've seen so much, and there's
The see the world, and we're going to start a little early. Of course, we're not retired, but yeah, and they open at 8 a.m. tomorrow, so I got to get up early. Seems like a common theme for me, doesn't it?
That's right. Yeah. So, what kind of trailer are you gonna get? Like a fifth wheel trailer, or are you gonna get like a pull behind?
We're getting a pull behind because right now I'm just going to use my 150, my F-150. But later on, I see us upgrading to a toy hauler fifth wheel because I want my four-wheeler and/or golf cart with me.
There you go. So my wife actually used to work for a RV place, and what she said is if you buy a toy hauler, you're paying $40,000 just for the fact that you have a toy hauler. You're better to get a small trailer to pull behind your camper, so save yourself some money.
Well, yeah, that is actually my goal. I want to, you know, motor included. What is that, Class B? Yeah. And then pull the toy trailer behind it.
No way you could do though, Jim.
That's later
You
on,
could
though.
Do what Brian did from American Gold Prospector.
Yeah, what do you do?
He has like a wicked long, like race trailer,
Oh yeah.
and he has a full apartment in the front half. He has a garage in the back.
And the movie theater out front.
Yeah. You know,
Oh, well, I can't tell you how many times I've thought of buying a trailer and actually building it myself because I love doing that.
660 watt solar panel on top.
Mm-hmm.
It's like totally self-contained.
Got a coffee shop and a brothel in there. It's amazing.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Especially the coffee part.
Yeah. And a masseuse on hire.
The funny thing about brothels, now I have to finish the story because I opened it.
And now story time with Russ.
It's a real quick
How
one.
can we open a brothel and we can't even sell soup?
The only thing I ever thought about doing with the brothel is pouring syrup over it. Oh wait, that's a waffle.
That's a waffle, yeah.
That's a dad joke.
Good.
That is a dad
You are
joke.
so witty. Oh my god.
Go ahead, Russ. Tell us that story.
Well, actually, so my last drone job that I did was actually in Wallace, which is like big mining
Better saying, I mean,
guys. But it was the last open legal brothel in all of the Northwest.
Funny how you said that your last job was at a brothel.
Oh, that's going to be the guest cut.
Let's see that drone footage.
Yep. It's just going to be 5 minutes worth or 5 seconds worth. My last job was a brothel. Thanks for joining the. All right, guys. But yeah, I'm going to shut her down. I appreciate all you coming on tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Well, I hope you have a great weekend, Grandpa Jim, and hope you enjoy your camping excursion with whoever you're going to be doing with, and looking forward to my home cook Grandpa Jim omelet tomorrow morning.
I'll cook one in your honor if I could only have it, Angel. So
Yeah, that can only happen.
yeah.
You have a great night, everyone. I'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah,
Angel.
Yep.
Hey, nice to meet everybody.
Nice meeting you.
Richard.
Thank you.
Tony.
You bet.
Patty.
Yes.
Always a pleasure to see you, Patty.
Yes.
Sure.
Night,
Jesse,
everybody.
Patty.
All right. Good night, folks.
Tony,
Good night,
take
everybody.
care. Jim,
TTFN.
have a great one. Jesse, I'll see you at Dano's tomorrow.
Yep.
There.
So long.
Radio. Let me pans to you. Till we meet again.
All right, guys. Hey, listen. Thanks to all you guys who did actually come on the show. It was actually wonderful show tonight. Had a lot of fun. Thanks to all you guys in the chat. You guys were fantastic. I hope I didn't miss any of you, and or any of your questions. I know that's a thing for me, but you got to tag me so I know that that it's directed toward me. But guys, if you're watching the show after it's processed and this is something you'd like to join in, you're more than welcome to every Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you then. I'll leave you with this. Make sure you treat others the way you want to be treated. If everyone did that, this world would be a fantastic place. Thanks so much, and we will see you live.